Gran Turismo, the brand new film under PlayStation Productions. And it's safe to say, when this movie got announced, I think all us people who were aware of the franchise, who were aware of the video game series, kind of questioned what can you do with a Gran Turismo movie, because the thing is, it's a racing game, and racing games ain't really known for their story. I mean, there's a couple like Need for Speed games, and they tried to do like a Fast and Furious type thing, like a Fast and Furious type story, like early Fast and Furious, like 1, 2, 3, and 4 kind of Fast and Furious type story, not, you know, them going to space. But end of the day, there's not much of there's no story to these racing games. So if you're not a gamer and you want to know what you mean by it, let me break down what normally happens with these racing games. You pick a car, you customize that car of like what wheels you want, what engines, what color, you know, what bumper do you want, stickers over it, what have you. You customize your car, right? And then you pick a track, and you race on that said track. And the other cars that you're facing are the game itself, or you're online racing with other players. So naturally, and that's it. And you just do a cycle. So naturally you're like, you know, so that's all you do. That's all you do. So once again, you're thinking, how are you going to make a movie about this? How is it going to be captivating and interesting and engaging of a story where that's the games that you're going to be facing over, right? Well, behold. The trailers came out, and a little bit of information of the movie came out, and saying, hey, it's based on a true story. That there was an experiment going on about, could you get a gamer where Gran Turismo is the game? That, hey, this isn't, like, I'm the type of guy who's all about story first. So I'm like, you know, give me Uncharted, give me a Last of Us, give me a God of War, give me a Spider-Man, give me a Telltale game, give me this, give me that, give me all of these things, right? But there are certain gamers out there who are like, Call of Duty is the game, and they will play nothing but Call of Duty games. Or they'll play nothing but Minecraft, or nothing but Fortnite, and nothing but Gran Turismo. Could you get those type of gamers who play nothing but Gran Turismo, who know how to race and win a track in the game, and translate that into real life, of them becoming a official, race car driver? And that's the story of this movie. We follow our main character, Jake, who is like, Gran Turismo is the game. His family are like, dude, go to college. Like, mainly his father. His father's like, dude, you can't stop and play video games. Like, do something. You want to be a race car driver? You want to do racing? Be a mechanic. Slowly build yourself up. Man, like, I get it. You have dreams, but be realistic. It ain't gonna be boom, fall onto your lap. And then Jake finds out there's a competition to enter the Gran Turismo Academy, and he wins, and the Gran Turismo Academy is essentially building him up and proving that he can be also a real-life race car driver. And you got David Harbour's character, who's the mechanic, and he's the one who's very cynical on the whole thing. Like, he's the character who is making video game put downs about, like, hey guys, this is the more exercise that you have ever experienced in your life that's outside of getting a Pop-Tart to your kitchen. Or, like, this is not a game, guys, people will die. And, serious put downs, but you have, hearing reality in the face, but also with the level of cynicism about, like, look, these kids, they could just easily just do it. Like, here's the whole thing of, like, look, a lot of people play Call of Duty. We're not assuming that people who play Call of Duty can easily be in the military and do all the stuff without doing all the real life training. And what it is a movie that kind of at the end of the day, this is the type of movie where its themes are like believe in your dreams and do the hard work and things will come out and it's an underdog story and because you got the father and all these other people. Even when Jake is a race car driver, there's a bunch of his fellow drivers, his other race car drivers are like, dude, go back to home, play the game. You're not one of us. This is for the real drivers, the real racetrack. And the thing is, like, is kind of beat by beat a typical feel good, follow your dreams type movie. And we have seen a bunch of those movies that kind of fail or, just didn't hit the mark. And this is a movie that does really well. I mean, the first 30 minutes when they're kind of setting out the groundwork, setting up the concept, setting up all these things, yeah, it gets a bit, it is maybe a little bit slow to get into. But the moment the plot moves on, the moment we're in that academy, and the moment the race car driving is actually happening, it's really well put together. Even though I don't understand these drone shots that's in the movie during the racetrack, during the racing scenes, because what they're meant to focus on. Because the problem is, I get it. Maybe it's trying to focus on the crowd, but also at the same time focus on the cars. But the problem with it, for me personally, I didn't know what I was meant to look at. Am I meant to look at the crowd? Do I meant to look at the cars? The problem with drone shots for me, definitely when it comes to action sequences, is sometimes I don't know what I'm meant to look at and pay attention to. To the point I'm like, guys, just get a steady cam. And by the way, all the video game aspects of this movie, like how they, tell people what place Jake is in the racing, they do video game shots. They do, in games, they have, the number, fifth place is, the car that's on fifth place, the number's hovering around the vehicle. They do that. I'm like, okay, that's kind of neat. Or have the camera kind of locked onto onto a dolly, like a movable dolly, and just have the car and kind of just follow the car along, kind of like the video game camera angle that it has. They do play on the aspect of, it's a video game. It's based on a video game, but we'll have those elements in there. But the thing is, it does hit all the beats. It does hit all the beats of hey, here's this young guy, he has a dream, he gets that dream, he is on the top of the world, and something amazing happens, amazingly tragic happens. He's into his girl, he gets the girl, but something really horrible happens that downplays the movie, and then there's one last hope that they have. And I'm digging all the relationships, I'm buying the aggression between point A to point B. It's a really I remember the Need for Speed movie, and then that was fine. I think they loosely based it on one of the Need for Speed games. Yeah, it was based on the one where it was about, there was a car track that, went to one side of the country to the other side of the country. Anyway, and that was fine. That was good. I enjoyed it when it was out. Some cool, car chase sequences. But but again, you're thinking, it's based on racing games, so there's not much of a story going on. And when it comes to, I naturally had the same mindset of Gran Turismo. It's based on a racing game. There's no story towards it. And they found a loophole and found its way. I like performances. Do I recommend to see it in theater? Yes, I would. The sad thing is, I don't think this movie is going to be seen by a lot of people. I think people are going to be still on the Barbieheimer train. But yeah, go see this movie. It's going to be good, and the waste. It's just, PlayStation has been crushing it with Last of Us and Twisted Metal and this movie. And I was curious, what's the next movie they're going to do? And if you're curious, because I was thinking, they kind of are going through all the heavy hitters. because I know that God of War is getting turned into God of War is getting turned into a show, and The Wise is getting turned into a show, but but the upcoming movies that they have is Days Gone, which is like a zombie with motorcycles. Ghost of Tsushima, that's the one you don't want to fuck up the most. Ghost of Tsushima. And Gravity Rush, which I actually, when I checked this out, I had to kind of Google Gravity Rush, what was that, and when did that came out, and it's like a Japanese anime type game, which looks like could be animated. I think you could make it animated, maybe you could make it live action, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, so far, outside Uncharted, which was a movie that had, it was just the attention wasn't there. Like, it's still, I rewatched it recently. It's not that bad of a film. It's just, you see the potential it could be and all that. And, maybe we'll get a Uncharted 2. Maybe they'll reboot Uncharted, and maybe they'll follow, Drake's fortune all the way to Feast End with a Lost Legacy between, with Chloe. And maybe cast like young 30, get 30-year-olds who maybe have adult faces, so you can easily play these roles. But yeah, I mean, Gran Turismo, check it out. It's pretty well put together. Surprise, absolutely surprise.